So, let's start with the third day of our contact seminar. We'll give you some guidelines regarding planning and registering a project. We'll start with the matchmaking task. So far, you've had the opportunity to meet each other, talk about yourselves, about your teaching situation with other teachers that are here. What you need to do is to form groups around the project idea. If you already have a project idea, it would be great if you could follow the QR code there. Access the Tri-Sider and add your project idea. What you would like to do with your students in the next school year. A project may have, the duration of a project may range from 1 day to 2 years. But in order to apply for a quality label at the end of the project, it needs to be more than 4 months, around 6 months long. So you need to have a project idea that it's sustainable, that it can survive 6 months. So if you have a project idea, it would be wise to access the Tri-Sider and post your idea there. And by the end of my part of giving you the guidelines, hopefully we'll have the groups that you will work together in order to register your project. Okay. We can give you 4 or 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for you to post your project idea. If you have any questions regarding the what a project idea is there such a question? You have a subject that you teach, and there is a chapter that you've been tired of teaching the same thing over and over again. And you need to do something more motivating and more engaging for your students. So you create an eTwinning project. And the core idea is the one related to the chapter that you want to teach. Remember to add the age of your pupils, because we usually follow a different pattern when it comes to older students or younger students. You need to remember that in an eTwinning project, it is wise to have different schools. That is, if there are 9 people from Greece, from 9 different schools, we usually suggest that you should avoid getting together in an eTwinning project. Try to form multinational groups. The way that you'll have your students working in these transnational groups. You don't want them to work with people from your own country, because usually they resort to using their mother tongue. You need them to develop foreign language skills. It's better to have them work with people that are from a different country. So you need to start working with people from a different country. So if you are from Cyprus and from Spain, great. You can start a project together. If you wish, yes. Not necessary.
We need that anyway. In order to start, the founder and the co-founder should be from different countries. They can't be from the same country. So I don't know if it's why, if they can resit, or are we going to do it later? Later. So that they form the groups, the kind of groups you said.
As soon as the 5 minutes are up, we'll proceed with the next of the guidelines that we need to give you, and then we'll give you some more time to form the groups. Remember, in an eTwinning project, it is very good to have at least 3 partners, that is 4 different countries in the same project. So, because maybe something comes up, one has to leave, we are humans, there are other things in our lives besides eTwinning. So it's better if you have 3 to 4 different countries involved in the project. Okay, so when you plan a project, you need to be sure about the subjects that you're going to involve. There is one criterion, curriculum integration, which is it's one of the 5 criteria. Barbara is going to talk to you more about them. So you need to make sure that eTwinning is not a project that you run on the side, but it's a project that you working on because you want to teach part of your curriculum. You need to remember, you need to bear in mind the age and the learning styles of your pupils. You need to focus on a list of competencies, digital competencies, foreign language competencies, civic competencies. It's up to you which competencies you will focus on. And you need to focus on specific learning objectives, not vague stuff such as we want to improve the European dimension of our school, we want to give European dimension to our project. You need to...
Will you please be quiet so as to hear what Natalia is saying? Thank you.
It's going to be last very little, so you just need to be patient for a very little while. So learning objectives, something specific, such as the students are going to learn how to use the simple past. Maybe this is it's too specific. At the beginning, when you draft the project registration, you'll add a couple of learning objectives. But as the project goes on, you may add some more. It doesn't matter. The application is editable, so you can edit it throughout the project. The work process, you need to focus on the duration. How long do you wish to work on this particular project? Schedule, if you come, since you come from different countries, you need to make sure that you're going to work on the project relatively on the same time. That is, we have Christmas, in Greece we have Christmas break for 2 weeks, Easter break another 2 weeks, and some days in between that we don't go to school. But in other countries there is also spring break or autumn break. You need to bear that in mind so that you can schedule your work. You need to find the order of the activities. You don't need to have anything in detail. Just make a list of 1 or 2 or 3 activities that you are going to work on with your students. Expected results, you need to add something tangible. We are going to make a poster. We are going to make a video, something really specific that is also collaborative. We are going to focus on collaboration in a little while, but one thing that you need to bear in mind is that if you make a poster yourselves and the other class that you work together makes another poster, this is not collaboration. The end result should be one poster that a transnational group makes together. You discuss it. You have your students talk about the font or the background color, and they need to decide it together. Language. The language of the project is the language that both or all the project members can speak. Most of the times it's English, but it could be German. If you work with a German teacher from a Greek school, for example. The title, it's good to have a title at the beginning of the project. You come up with an idea for the project title. Something that it's not very long, something that is catchy, something that attracts attention. And you also need a temporary logo. If you use one of the AI image generators suggested yesterday, you can create a temporary logo giving a simple prompt. And you're not going to use that. This is just for the beginning, for your students to have a reference image. It helps visual students, but it's good for everybody. And then you'll have your students design the logo. Maybe it would be great if they could do it in transnational groups. And then all the project logos designed by different transnational groups can be you can start a poll and ask them to vote for the one logo that best represents the project.
Before we move to project registration, can we go backwards a little bit to say, okay, here, when Natalia says that you have to plan that with your partners, okay, you find your partners, right? How did I invite you to the eTwinning project that we created for this event? First, I added you to my contacts. So I sent you a contact request, you accepted that, and then I invited you to the project. This is the process. So you find your partners, and then it's nice, before registering the project, to create a Google Doc. And together to plan the different stages of the project, the one that Natalia has already described. If the stages are not well written, for example, if in the work process you write, we are going to decide with our partners the project activities next month, and you write that only in the work process, the project is not approved. We contact you and we send you by email, and we ask you to write at least the skeleton of the activities that you have planned, because we can't approve a project that we don't know the activities. Exactly. Right? Okay. Then, if the language that you use, this is something common that we see in projects, is your mother tongue. Let's say that you have a Greek founder and a founder from Austria, and the application is in Greek. The project is not approved. We sent you an email, and we kindly ask you to change the language of the project and use the language of the communication that the members of the project will have, right? The communication language, which will be either English or French or German, but neither Greek nor Turkish, for instance. Okay. These are I think, the most important and expected results as well. The rest, we usually don't have problems there. Now, you want to create your project, you have found your partner, and you have filled in your Google Doc with the ideas and everything, something that you will be doing today here with us. And then you want to register your project. You can do it either through the Connect area, and you select the project tab, and then you click on the blue button, Create Project, and there you will see all the stages that you have already got in your Google Doc. So you just copy-paste what you have in your Google Doc, you copy-paste in the different fields in the registration area. Or from the My eTwinning area, you go to Overview, another way. You create a project, you click on the Create Project, there is also a quick links, or in the tab My Projects, again, Create Project. So you can't miss it. Okay, if you navigate in the platform, you will definitely find where you will create your project. But first you have to plan it. This is the most important thing, to find good partners. Then Natalia said that it's nice to have more than, to be more than 2 partners. It's quite frequent, I may say, that some partners stop working in the group, in the project, even co-founders, right? Then that's nice. That's why it's nice to have another country in your project, another school. Teachers ask whether they should close a project and get a new one. No, we don't close projects. Right? We continue working on them with the other partners that we have. And that's why here we have working the featured groups that you can join and find really good partners there. It would be nice, before accepting somebody to be the co-founder of your project, to check his profile, to see a few things about him. So you select the school that you want to start the project with, because if you don't select the correct school, another thing that happens, you work with the wrong school. And it may be easy for us to change, because we open a ticket and the technical team of the central support service makes the change. But if you are the founder of the project and you choose the wrong school, then we can't change that. Or if you are the co-founder. So before clicking on the button registering your project, you have to be sure that the school you have chosen to work with is the one that you want. Here in Greece, teachers may work in 2 schools, in 3 schools. So if they choose the wrong school, they are in this project with the wrong school. When you create your project and you want to, here I will put again a parenthesis, and you want to invite members in the project, teachers from the other schools, not the co-founder, you invite them from the project card. You don't invite them from TwinSpace, because if you invite your partners from the TwinSpace, they won't have the opportunity to apply for a quality label that they may want to at the end of the project. It's not necessary to apply for a quality label, right? We don't create a project to apply for a quality label. We create a project because we want to enjoy, to have fun with our students, right? To enjoy it ourselves and the students to communicate, collaborate, and learn from each other. If the project fulfills the criteria for a quality label, then that's okay. You can apply for that. No, just a minute before to say a couple more things. Okay, you select your partner. You write the project description. You fill in the different areas in the in a SEP. You check everything, and first of all, in order to do that, you have to invite the co-founder. When the co-founder accepts it, then the project appears on desktop. So we can check your project, and if it's okay, we can approve it. We can send you emails to make necessary changes, or if the project does not fulfill any criteria, we reject it. You may receive an email, and now I can speak only about Greek teachers, that we may ask you, to elaborate the work process field, and teachers never respond, so the project is not approved.
Important.
Okay, so you select the school. Here, for example, you see...
This is your school.
Okay. You select the school that you want to work with.
There may be just one.
Yes, but in Greece we have more than one. And then you move on. This is what you will do today, because you need to register projects today.
This is the procedure you're going to follow. So, planning is very important, as Maria has just explained. Planning when applying, and planning and taking into consideration the quality criteria from the beginning, because your project is going to be assessed from the very first time you just plan and register it up to the, of course you can change things on the way, but how you plan it and how you implement it and how you're going to present everything you've been doing with your eTwinning projects. So we have to have in mind 4 very important criteria, and the first one is collaboration between partners. Collaborative activities go beyond communication. It's not just talking to each other. Collaborating means co-planning, co-working, and working together not only as teachers but also as students and as teams in our schools. So we have to develop strategies for collaboration among teachers, among our students, and of course we said that we have to have exact final products, and these products have to be common and co-planned, which means that the collaboration should be shown also as to the procedure that you're going to work to make your own common products. Okay, so moving on. We said you have to remember co-activities, team members, co-authors and co-creators, and working together for making a common product. That has to be shown because later on when we talk about how you apply for a national quality label or for a European quality label later on, you have to prove as a teacher that the labels are for the teachers. That is, I get a label for me as Barbara Zadravelli, as a member of my school and with my school. And each one of the partner members is going to do the same. So my contribution to the project has to be distinct. I have to show to the Twin Space how I have contributed to my team, first of all, because we have teams in the school, and how I contributed to the final products of the project. So collaboration, very, very important, a key element, and has to be proved in the Twin Space and shown for each one of us as members of the projects we are participating. Okay? So moving on. The important things then we have to keep here is that in the assessment, the criteria is the age, the context, and the educational needs for the pupils. That has to do with the different levels of education we belong to. So the criteria come to the for preschool education or primary school education or secondary school education, and what are the educational needs of our students that we need to develop through our project. Okay? The degree of mediation must be appropriate to the age of our students and the abilities. That's why the initial planning of the project, the age categories was preschool, primary and secondary. And that was not done, casually, but on purpose, because I have to work with students of the same age with me. I can't expect the same things from preschoolers as to senior high school students 15 and on. So my aims, my project activities, my final products have to be according to the students and the groups I'm working with. Okay? And we're going to talk about communication later, how we connect and how we communicate our ideas and we prove our collaboration. Okay? We're going on. So the checklist here, coming to the last slide of collaboration, is strategies for coordination among teachers, strategies for collaboration among students. Here the thing of forming transnational teams in students as well is very important. Here we have to prove that we don't work alone. For the very first time we start our project, we have to plan, you have to have a kind of planning, a kind of table of how our works are going to be. Okay, co-joined, co-national, transnational, and working together towards the aims of and the final products of the project. And that has to be shown, as I told you, towards the creation of the common project and the common products of the project. Next. Now, that was the first criteria, the collaboration. The next one, which is actually very important as well, is the use of ICT. Since we talk about eTwinning project, the communication is, virtual, so and the whole thing, how we work together. So we have to be very careful how we are going to use ICT, what kind of tools we are going to use, how we're going to manage and organize our workspace, and of course, since we talk about kids and we have internet, we always have to talk about e-safety and copyright issues, which are very important. And here we train our students, no matter if they are preschoolers or if they are senior, as I said, or adolescents, they have to be trained on how they are going to cooperate on the internet on our project. So moving on, technology is an important element, as we said. It gives an added value to the project, and it's the main vehicle, of course, of implementing our project. So the tools have to be there, concrete, and here, as we form our transnational teams, we form also a table of tools that we are going to use during our project, and these tools, of course, have to be linked with pedagogical targets. We don't use the tools for the sake of the tools. We use the tools in order to achieve something. So a tool is a vehicle to conclude to something else. So we adapt technology and we use it as a facilitator for better interaction, for better collaboration between our project partners. And of course, we always have in mind the things that have to do with privacy, security, and copyrights when we are communicating. And always tools that have to do with, you know, if they're appropriate for young learners or older learners. The eTwinning Code of Conduct and GDPR, extremely important. The main rules that we have to follow, and I think we always follow when we communicate, even if we don't do an eTwinning project, if we do an eTwinning project more, but even if we collaborate virtually and online with our students, we have to be inclusive and respectful. We teach them, and usually we have to form, and we do it at the beginning of the project. We discuss together with our partners, and we co-plan and co-write a kind of common table of rules that we have to follow. Okay? Respectful, tolerant, polite, friendly. Bullying or using abusive words and vocabulary is unacceptable. Giving private information about us is also not suggested. And of course, we shouldn't use platforms that are not safe. We know that eTwinning platform is safe, so it's a platform for us to communicate. So we avoid other platforms, but we don't know how the personal data are exposed. And coming to linking now our project to the pedagogical issues and targets that we want to achieve. Here we talk about the project targets, aims, and objectives. These have to be smart, and when we say smart is specific, measurable. A comes achievable. R comes for realistic, and T time-bound. So well-planning, as you see, we have specific goals, specific targets, specific objectives that has to do with pedagogy, and we teach and we co-plan according to that. So what we keep here are the tips, pedagogical methods that we use. They are described, these things, in the quality label application, that in the national quality label application or European. So we have to have them in mind when planning and use them during the project before we apply for the label. So driving questions for the students and for the teachers to have in mind these criteria and follow them in order to have better objectives, measurable, relevant, and achievable, as we said. Always planning and encouraging, of course, the autonomy of the pupils and letting them work together or work as autonomous learners. Another important tip is the curricular integration, which is assessed also equally when we have the assessment of labels and curricular integration in one or more subjects. And here comes the interdisciplinary approach and how we can work with our colleagues in the same school, but we have to prove it and we have to show it on our twin space. It has to be very clear that I do this task for this reason, and I integrate it with my colleague from Spain or from Austria for a specific reason. And sometimes, or a lot of times, we also put on the twin space the curricular extracts of the national curricular extracts that we include and we try to combine when we are trying to implement our projects. So, multidisciplinary approach, key competencies and skills, and the curricular integration, extremely important. The tips, as I said, having in mind the school curriculum, we not only we take it into account, but also we write it on the twin space if we have specific fields that we include. Clear strategic efforts to develop the pupil competences, and of course, following that approach has to be shown throughout the project. Another criteria is the results of the project that we talked about, how we plan them, the impact it has, and the documentation. So what we do, we have to document it. And when we say we have to document it, we have to do it, either take a photo or a video, whatever, and show it on the twin space, because the evaluators are going to test how our twin space is going to be organized and what we've been done, not on the things that we know, but the things that can be shown on our twin space. So the project evaluation is based on the results, if we have achieved them, and here comes evaluation as a very important factor for that. We set the goals, the SMART goals, we implement them, and we assess them at the end. So we show what kind of impact our project has, and we also document it, as I said. So documentation, very important, tangible and intangible results in the space of the project. Screenshots, I said, video, tapes, forum discussions. Forum is also very important. Of course, forum cannot be used in kindergartens, but in primary and secondary school, they're very important to show that our students cooperate either on the forums or online meetings that we plan and we do during the project implementation. And, of course, evaluation and dissemination of results. Not only keeping our project into our school, showing to our school community, showing it on our website, school websites, educational websites, press releases, anything that has to do with giving out results and making our project known to the public. Feedback, what is important not only for the project but for everything, what kind of feedback we have. Feedback can be received from the teacher's involvement. So we have teacher assessment forms, we have the pupils assessment forms, and this is the feedback we get by the students, what went wrong or what was good, what did they like, and so on, from the activities of the project. And that is very important, not only for this project, but for other projects we're going to plan. And of course, here in the feedback, we also include parents and the community. So if we have assessment forms that are addressed to parents, that would be an asset for our project. And we're going to do that now, how we apply. So these are the 4 criteria we have to have in mind before we go into planning our projects.
In Twin Space, there is a page on Sunday, a sub-page to get inspiration. There, you've got the link with various projects, eTwinning projects based on STEM. That Mr. Angelopoulos talked to you about the first day. So you can have a look at them and you can plan your projects. And if you want to enrich them, you can have a look at the project ideas there and add activities or, change something. Okay, you can do that not now, because there is no time to have a look at the projects now. There are many.
Yeah, I mean, they can have a look when they plan, so they copy some ideas and they build on that. If you cannot think right at the moment, you can have a look at them and use some ideas to start
it's in a Twin Space
on your own.
Twin Space. The Sunday is the page of Sunday. It's a sub-page. I put it this morning. Yes.
Get some inspiration. Okay, so you can follow it and have a look, because now we're going to give them time to form their groups, right?
Yeah, we have the ideas on the tri-sider. There is the one connect to be competent on STEM in English language. Maybe it would be wise to have your name there, so those that vote for this idea.
The first one hasn't.
And you vote for that, and there is your name for the vote that you give, so we know which people are interested in this idea, and they could form a group. Traveling through time from Neolithic era, that's an Odyssey project, which is quite concrete to start with. An escape game, there isn't much information there, but maybe you can work out together what the theme is going to be. The escape game is going to be the tool. Exploring ancient Greek technology, Talis Adventures, and there is more there. Talis, the ancient robot, he helps people to solve their problems. So you have some more info about that. The playground of the selfish giant. Let's try to transfer water to our school. And there is one more. Let's make a school that promotes inclusion.
Great ideas.
The ideas are super to start with, to build upon. You just need to form the groups. Maybe those that have made the suggestions could add their names so that we know who suggested what, and then you could start voting. If there is an idea that you consider to be, that you're interested in, and you have already submitted one, maybe you can combine the two.
5 minutes to give them feedback?
It's 10:24. At 10:30, you need to form your groups. Maybe you should stand up, mingle. Okay, let's get started with the presentations. First of all, we should congratulate you all on coming up with 4 projects. That was a very difficult thing to do. Although we tried and pressed you more and more, that was not natural. We didn't actually expect you to come up with 4 so very well-designed projects. We took a look at the Google Docs that we have shared with you. We are starting with Group A. The presenter should be one close to the microphone. You click on the voice icon so that we can hear you when you talk.
Our project will start on November. It will durate till April. The ages of the group is from 4 to 12. The title of the project will be What a BWIN School. BWIN, it's an acronym. Using words like inclusion, equality, balance, harmony, well-being, justice, diversity, empathy, we made a selection of some of these words. So this project is focused on the inclusion of children with different disabilities in a safe learning environment where they could develop their creative capacities by using STEAM activities inspired by the ancient Greece. We aim to establish a safe environment about students with ADHD, kinetic, visual, sensory problems, and other disabilities. And the schedule about this project is that every month we will focus on a way to make the life of all our students more comfortable, joyful, and interesting by using resources from ancient Greece and STEAM education.
Okay, great. Well done. Who's going to be the founder and the co-founder? Who of you is going to be the founder?
We are not sure yet.
Yes, but you have to. You need to register the project today.
So maybe me with Carmen or
Yes,
Laura.
no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, that
Yes.
would be great.
Yes, yes.
Remember the expected results. Try and be more specific. Just one, two, three things. One poster, one video, and one, I don't know, an ebook. These, the pedagogical outcomes, the psychological, the psychosocial benefits, that would be great to transfer to a TwinSpace page as soon as you have your TwinSpace to work on.
Okay.
And so the actual process is copy pasting
Oh, yes.
from here to the registration
Great.
page.
And write who of you is going to be the founder and co-founder, so as to contact your NSOs and ask them to approve the project immediately. Okay, we can
Great.
do that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great.
Thank
great.
you. Group B.
So the title is the Pylos Code. Students from Greece, Slovenia, and Cyprus are supposed, the scenario is that they are on a school trip to Pylos when they discover an ancient scroll in Nestor's palace, and they have to work together to complete STEM tasks to decipher the code and reveal the message, the hidden message. Okay, the project languages are English, Greek, and Slovenian. The age of the group is 11 to 12 years old. The subjects related to the project are history, math, technology, science, geography, foreign languages, and art. Okay. Should I read the key competence as well?
No, it's okay.
There you
but
can see
need-
that.
yes.
The aim is to give students a chance to learn about linear B, understand how early writing worked, understand Messinian architecture, and co-design a palace of Nestor, and collaborate to complete STEM tasks, find out about the history of Pylos and Messinian civilization, develop their maths and logic skills by solving math puzzles and decipher the code. And how we're going to do that. So in October, we start with tasks about e-safety and copyright rules and etiquette. The students are not going to learn, they won't be informed about the topic or anything related to the project at that point. Then in November, we're going to present them the scenario, and they're going to find out about linear B and its symbols, and they're going to solve math puzzles, create their names in linear B, and try to mod the names like what we did during the workshop, and with posts with information about their partners, so they get to know each other while learning about linear B as well. And in December and January, they're going to learn about the history of the specific era, look at the plan of the Palace of Nestor, and work together to build a mini model of part of the palace. Each partner is going to be assigned a specific room, and they will be asked to use different materials, Lego, clay, recycled materials. Okay, in February, they're going to study about life again in that period and create a collaborative ebook with drawings and dialogues. We have the idea to ask them to learn about games of that period and try to find similarities with the ones they use now, and then work together to create a new game by combining the information from both periods. And in March, students are going to use the decoded parts of the code they received after completing each task to decipher the scroll and reveal the hidden message. And then, of course, is the project evaluation and project dissemination.
Perfect.
Expected results: a collaborative digital gallery with the drawings and the linear B students have used, a collaborative ebook with a story, and collaborative videos from the online meetings and students' presentations.
Great.
Great, great, really great.
Okay, so Kalimera, everyone. Our title is Escape to Connect, Unlocking Friendship Through Games. A short description of our project is it aims to bring together primary school students across Europe by designing and solving and playing digital and physical escape games collaboratively. The activities will promote teamwork, creativity, basic coding, or puzzle logic and cultural awareness while developing language, ICT, and problem-solving skills. The project language will be English, as mentioned, and there you go. The subjects related to the project are primary school subjects like mathematics, history, art, ICT. And we have about 80 students which will follow this project. They are between 9 and 12 years from primary school. The key competences will be cultural awareness and expression, digital literacy, math, science, multilingual, personal, social, and learning to learn, and inclusion awareness. Because I'm working as a teacher with students with special needs, so we will include them, so it should be in an easy language that everyone can participate. The aims are to foster international collaboration and friendships among primary students, to enhance problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity through the escape games, to develop basic digital literacy and using interactive tools, and of course to encourage teamwork and communication in English and native languages. Now let's go to the work protest. We want to start in September. We're getting started by icebreakers. The teachers, so Diego, me, and Erwin, we're planning some introductions of the schools by making some quizzes. So our students have to ask which will be our cooperation partner by letting them design some easy questions. Then in October, we're starting to explore the escape games. And in November, we're doing some puzzle designers. Then for Christmas, we're doing some Christmas card and so on. Then the expected results are that students are creating escape games. So they're improving and enhancing their interactive digital or physical escape abilities. Then improved skills by development of key competencies such as problem solving, creativity, teamwork, by creating a logo, for example. This will be the art part. And of course, cross-cultural awareness by making some quizzes and a greater understanding and appreciation of other cultures. We're gonna do a video, so there will be a video from Austria, a video from Spain, and we're gonna combine it and share it then together as a result as well.
Great ideas, great. I think there is a challenge. The number of students that you're going to involve, 80 students, how do you think you can manage for them to work together in transnational teams?
We can do it via Zoom, so it's not that important if it's 20 or 10 or 100.
Okay, we're looking forward to seeing that project.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We haven't written so much, but we discussed all our ideas, like brainstorming. We're going to follow Pylos, the first ancient robot that was a guard in Crete, and be involved in STEM activities, try to construct ancient inventions. So we thought about Pylos traveling around Europe so as to combine and connect our different cultures. Maybe we will use context from Neolithic era where weapons were had been constructed. We will try to solve problems with Talos and teach children how to solve problems in their daily lives. Our project language will be English. We estimate that in our project will be 150 students from kindergarten and primary schools. We will try to teach history from different eras and try to combine historic elements and tangible elements and mythical elements to construct our STEM inventions. Can you work? In October, we are going to get familiar with the eTwinning platform and knowing better our partners. We will create a logo and a mascot for the project to and foster interesting to our students about joining the project. And also we will set the safety and etiquette rules. In November, we are going to introduce Talos by doing online meetings in and use the application and taken that Ms. Galanos showed us yesterday, and so as children have the opportunity to take him an interview and schedule our next steps. In December, there will be the activities in classrooms, STEM activities. We will try to create a secret code using Linean B and send encrypted messages to the other partners. Also, in January and February, we thought about making castles, bridges, using different materials. Oh, I thought I had forgotten to mention that in this trip an idea was to use a time machine where maybe a box that will travel us back to time, and where there children will find stones or pulleys or things that we will combine and make inventions. And in March we are going to construct mazes and puzzles like ancient pottery. We saw in Pylos of Nestoras. In April, we haven't thought about it in detail, but we will see it afterwards while working. And in May it will be our final evaluation. We expect to write a book with experiments like an encyclopedia with constructions and inventions, and also we will try to learn history in another way with learning by doing.
Excellent,
Yes.
girls. Very
Thank
good
you.
work. Very good work. The only thing that I would like to repeat once more is that on TwinSpace we have on page 6.1 a list with STEM projects, right, eTwinning projects that you can read and get inspired and even readjust some of the activities that you have planned, not just
Yeah.
you, but everybody, even the group who is talking now. The busy, you know, the talkative ones there. Okay, so you may need to readjust something or to add or to change. I mean, if I were you, I would have a look at that list of eTwinning projects and get ideas, maybe something that you haven't thought, something that you may find interesting and you would like to include in your projects. That would be great.
It is true that you have paid a lot of attention during the workshops yesterday because in all 4 projects there have been ideas implemented from those described yesterday. And you have been very creative and also all project titles are creative, which is not very easy for a catchy title to make. And so congratulations to you and all of you.
To all of you. I think
Yes,
it was
well
great.
done.
Yeah.
Before moving on to the registration, we would kindly ask you to fill in the evaluation form of the contact seminar that you will find in our presentation. There is a QR code or there,
Or
and
on the
then
TwinSpace.
then to do the project registration. Okay. So
the evaluation and
yes,
with the project
yes.
registration so that we can approve the project.
Yes, at least the ones that we can.
But remember that you can adjust what Maria said, you can adjust the activities as far as you start working on the project using some ideas that are on the TwinSpace. They're going to be there for you and you can use them and readjust the activities and do, you know, it's not the final one, it's just a draft you're applying right now. So you needn't worry, they're excellent. All the projects are excellent.
Shall we finish it? I think that we need to close the event. Congratulations to all of you for your hard work.
Okay, this contact seminar has come to an end. We know that it was quite difficult to reach the area, but we hope that you enjoy your trip in Pylos. We tried not to torture you a lot. And also we hope that you are going back to your countries and schools wiser and plenty of full memories from the area of Pylos. Thank you very much for having you all here.
I will also I would also like to sincerely thank you all for your active participation, enthusiasm, and collaborative spirit through these 3 days. Hope you had a great time. We enjoyed not only the scientific program, but the cultural one. I want to say special thanks to our travel agency. I'm pretty sure that we will soon celebrate your success to the European Awards, and I'm sure that we'll meet again in the near future. Have a safe travel back home and keep the eTwinning spirit alive.